Welcome back. We've been spending the last numerous sessions looking at the priority that Jesus placed upon prayer, having that personal, intimate time with the Father, even to the point of death in the time on the cross. Yesterday we considered Jesus' intercession for those who were spitefully using him and persecuting him, that he was practicing what he preached, that he was doing what he had previously told his disciples to do, and that is to pray for your enemies. Today I want to continue in that passage we were looking at in Luke 23. It began with the introduction of two criminals that were hung with him, and considering the interaction that he had with them while he was on the cross, while he was in great agony. Beginning at Luke 23, verse 32, we read, There were also two others, criminals, led with him to be put to death. And when they had come to the place called Calvary, there they crucified him, and the criminals, one on the right hand and the other on the left. Then Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they do. And they divided his garments and cast lots. And the people stood looking on, but even the rulers with them sneered, saying, He saved others, let him save himself, if he is the Christ, the chosen one of God. The soldiers also mocked, and coming and offering him sour wine, and saying, If you are the king of the Jews, save yourself. And an inscription was also written over him in the letters of Greek, Latin, and Hebrew. This is the King of the Jews. Then one of the criminals who were hanged blasphemed him, saying, If you are the Christ, save yourself and us. But the other, answering, rebuked him, saying, Do you not even fear God, seeing you are under the same condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we receive the due reward of our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong. Then he said to Jesus, Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Jesus said to him, Assuredly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise. It's important to note that Matthew and Mark include another detail in this event. I want to read from Matthew 27, beginning of verse 38. Then two robbers, those are the criminals, two robbers were crucified with him, one on the right and the other on the left. Drop down to verse 41. Likewise the chief priests, also mocking with the scribes and elders, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he is the king of Israel, let him come down now from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God. Let him deliver him now if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. Even the robbers who were crucified with him reviled him with the same thing. Note that Matthew said that it was both of the robbers who actually reviled him, that they joined in with those who were about the cross, who were mocking Jesus. But somewhere in the midst of the event, the one thief totally changed. I don't know, but I believe it was probably the point where Jesus asked the Father to forgive them. That probably that thief was one of those individuals that Jesus was talking about. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And that thief was convicted by the Holy Spirit that what he was doing was sin and desperately wrong. And he changed the way he thought. In that moment, in the 12th hour, he's dying. He's being crucified alongside of Jesus. And in that very moment, on his deathbed, if you would, he gives his life to the Lord. He changes the way he thinks. A total 180, a transformation from mocking to humility. From mocking to rebuking those who mocked. And then he notched it the next step. And listen and think about what he says to Jesus. Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom. There was the acknowledgement that Jesus wasn't going to be dead and put in the ground, but that when Jesus died, at that very moment, he was going to be exalted and become the king. He recognized the fact that he was Messiah. And Jesus turns to him and says, today you will be with me in paradise. Not in the resurrection, not in that day, but today, this very day, today you will be with me in paradise. How exciting is this? You've got the prayer, if you would, of this thief at the very last moment, in his last breaths, crying out to Jesus, who's in agony on the cross. And Jesus, in the midst of this agony, cares more for this thief than anything else. And he looks at him and he encourages him. Today you will be with me in paradise. How exciting. Do you realize that the worst thing that people can do to you, they think killing you, is the best thing they can do to you? To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. And do you realize that the Father loves you with an everlasting love? And even in this moment, when this thief is on the cross, he's still calling out to him, drawing him. And the thief submits. What about you? What about me? I really believe the Holy Spirit still crawls out to us, beyond even salvation, but that to continually change the way we think, to grow in his grace and knowledge, to become more and more walking in faith and not by sight. He wants to do mighty things in us and through us. I believe that. And that comes the more and more closer we are in fellowship with him. Go to him in prayer today. Go to him in thanksgiving for the redemption that he has granted you. Go to him in thanksgiving for dying on the cross for you. That he who knew no sin became sin for you, that you might become his righteousness. What a glorious thing. Take time to pray, praising him, and have a blessed day.